Good morning, everyone. I'm Rick. Just left the house.
Beacon from Baltimore. I got one to run out of Oklahoma.
Go ahead.
Last name, Tom Adams, George, Henry, Ida, Zebra, Adam, David, Edward, Nora. First name is Felicity, Charles Edward Lincoln, Ida, Charles, Ida, Tom Young, middle 8 Adam, date of birth 4/28/03, female.
Going to the bank.
Thank you.
Had to get up at 1 this morning. One of my guys told me he wasn't going to make it this morning or today. So I'm trying to be at work by 3 or 3:30. And I might be working around 13, 14 hours. Maybe. Probably push a good at least 12 hours a day. And then 8 hours on Saturday.
I do not have a base if you can keep an ear out for. That's interesting.
Alright, remember, if anybody wants to comment on anything or whatever, you can send a message to Messenger and I will get it. One more stop and peek to make. That'd be at Walgreens. M9 RMG is listening.
Yeah.
What you're hearing in the background is a police scanner. So everything you're hearing is live. I have it mounted in my car along with a ham radio. Basically, both radios are used when I storm chase, storm spot. That's not the only time I use them, but that is the whole reason why they are in here. Park facing court so that you guys can see if any craziness happens while I'm in there. Okay, I'll be right back.
870, 6030.
872.
Flag 870, en route to Eureka Hospital.
877.
Yeah, you might as well. We're not seeing anything. PD didn't find anything either.
That's received.
Alright. Nice car. Nice car, dude. Dude. Sorry about that. These people in this. Never mind, I shouldn't say that. Shouldn't talk about that.
Flight 411 West.
Tyler.
not sure if they knew what they were getting into, but I want to welcome two new people that recently are following me. That's Megan and Michaela. I actually know them quite well. Good people. Thank you for adding me as a friend. And let me explain a little bit. This Facebook group is basically a political deal. It's Republican. And I am currently trying to get a show together. I'm waiting on the studio.
Anytime they see a puff of smoke.
Waiting on a studio to get the equipment that they need. And then the Rick Rambler show will begin. I was looking at maybe middle November, but I said that in the middle of October, but looks like it might be pushed out a tad past that. So I thank Myra Studios for putting this thing together for me. The reason why I've came up with Rick Rambler as a fake last name is because I like to ramble constantly. Some of you watch this, you know that already. I'm trying to find a co-host. It will be a streaming vidcast, which would be great. Which brings me to my next deal. Tomorrow's election day. It is utmost important that everybody gets out and votes. Everybody needs to get out and vote. I don't care if I'm talking to Democrats or Republicans, but us Republicans really need the House. There's been a lot of crazy stuff going on, and a lot of crazy stuff. A lot of stuff the media's not telling you. I mean, it's been real crazy for the past couple years. It's not, and I'm not saying I like Trump, but I'm not saying, you know, there's a lot of Republicans that, like me, I loved Trump's policies, but his mannerisms are a little, I don't like the way he acts. Sometimes I'd be lying if I said I didn't laugh at him, because he is funny, but politically, we need somebody in there like that will stand up to foreign countries. Something I admired most about Trump was, and he got a lot of slack from the left on this, was he went to North Korea and he talked to Kim Jong-un, and you know, he was working on peace constantly. North Korea being one of them. And he always got slack for being in bed with with these people that want to take over, the world and all that. And it's crazy to me. But But now you got somebody in office that doesn't care about peace. All he cares about is war. And look what happened. Things are getting scary between Russia and us, and North Korea and us, China and us. All three of them countries we do not want to have anything to do with. It's
413, engine 4900 South Warren Street.
The thing we got on our side is some Democrats have left the Democratic Party and have joined the Republican Party. And you rarely see that in politics. You'll see it once in a while just because their views become more conservative. But you have really seen multiple Democrats become Republicans. And I tell you, a lot of things that Republicans talk about may sound off the wall, but I'm going to tell you, these people that left the Democratic Party, they've worked with the Democrats. They've been in the middle of the government. They know what's going on, and they want no part of it. They want no part of it. And as I've said in past streams, look some of these people up. If you need me to get names for you, I'll get names for you. Their stories are awesome. So, what I wouldn't go, who I wouldn't go to is the mainstream media for any information. The three most evil media networks are MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. Fox News is Republican. I know what some of you are saying, but they skew the truth just as much as CNN and Fox News does. It's kind of hard to do sometimes, but the best place to find information is from the source.
The main ECP, the 320, is still unlocked. Are we keeping it unlocked? Or?
So, tomorrow's very important. There's a lot of changes in schools going on. In the libraries, there's sexual education books. Not even, well, I don't know if you call it that. I haven't read them myself, but you've got these parents that are just totally complaining about it. Maybe after I get done washing the car, I'll go ahead and I'll put some of that on so that you can watch it. My car looks like a Dalmatian from all the birds. So I'm going to go ahead and stop and wash it real fast. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll be back. See if I can bring this up for you guys. Oh, I gotta unplug. See if I can find it's like a 3-minute video. Don't know why it's not going landscape. There we go. Okay. So you'll lose the dash cam, but you'll see this video. I gotta add this device real fast. Okay, now what I want, if you have any kids in school, any of you, this is the type of stuff to look for. And let me get around here, because I'm going to go ahead and go through the automatic wash so that you guys can watch this, because I cannot play it as my monitor shows. Alright, here we go.
Appropriate to read in this building, then it is inappropriate to be in library.
New at 11, a feisty battle in Forsyth County over a school library book. And the literature in question, too sexually explicit to even say on TV. And that's why some parents say they don't want young students to have access to it.
CBS 46's Alan Devlin live tonight in Cumming, where the explosive debate just ended hours ago. Alan, a lot of passionate input on this topic tonight.
Yeah, Rick and Sean, you are absolutely right. I could not have put it better myself. It's not just one book, it's a bunch of books. What these parents say is hundreds across the county, which include what they say is sexually explicit content that's too much for their students. Now, we heard from both sides of the aisle here, some for, some against. It all went down in this boardroom right behind you. Of course, we were there to get both sides of that story.
It is inappropriate to read in this building.
It was an impassioned school board meeting this evening in Forsyth County.
What rules are you respecting for my child who can't speak for themselves?
A group of concerned parents showing up, calling on an immediate audit of Forsyth County Schools' libraries, removing what they say is hundreds of books containing inappropriate sexually explicit content.
We are not about banning books. We are about banning pornography.
Why do parents have to fight to get these books out?
Presenting pedophilia, not only that, but rape and other things that is not appropriate for any child that is a minor.
Specific books such as Call Me By Your Name or Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close in these parents' crosshairs. But others in the meeting.
But no, please continue to ban books that help bring light to these issues and help some students feel included in today's society.
Disagree, saying some of the books, while featuring explicit content, also are important in their representation of the LGBTQ and minority community and experience.
I think we just need to put more effort and way more time into going into the research and the detail and what's the intention behind the context of this.
Right now, it stands as a back and forth, push and pull.
There's just a basic right and wrong, and this is wrong.
Now, this was just a regularly scheduled school board meeting, and so these comments were made during a time of public comment. So no vote or no decision was made on these books today. Of course, they're asking for an audit to remove every single book. Now, one student came forward and actually said, why not put the books in a parental section where students would need a note from a parent or permission to check the books out? That, of course, received some applause from both sides of the aisle here. We'll keep you updated as we follow this one forward. For now, we are live in Cummings. Alan Devlin, CBS 46 News.
New development.
All right. So those books are making it into our schools. Now, a recent thing that I've heard was what was I gonna say? Recent thing I heard was there are also books like that are actually making it into elementary schools, but I have yet to see where that's even true. Now keep in mind, I am not against people that are... I'm not against people that are gay. I'm not against people that are transgender. The thing I want is for it to quit being shoved in my face. I don't think these books need to be in our school libraries. The simple fact that the books that they did ban, like Of Mice and Men, I'm sorry, not that one, To Kill a Mockingbird. That was one that we read in school, and I thought it was a great story. I believe the reason it got banned was for some it's been a very long time since I read that book. Well, since school. Anyway. We need to take back the house. We need to get rid of the Board of Education. If we get rid of the Board of Education, or the Department of Education, I'm sorry. It's too early. If we get rid of the Department of Education, that will get rid of all of these school decisions federally and make them up to state. Make them up to the state. Problem with that being is I believe you're still going to have the Democratic agenda in schools in Democratic states. We are one of them states. If you look up, if you look those school meetings up, it's all across the United States. It's not just Georgia. The video I just showed you. It's everywhere. I mean, all schools have books now that are, it's crazy. They just have these books that are inappropriate. And I get it. If people are going through tough times, they're going through, you know, and those books are supposed to help them out. That's why you have a counselor. Maybe you don't want to spill the beans to a counselor. You've got to get comfortable with talking to your parents. But if you don't feel comfortable talking to a counselor, are you going to feel comfortable checking that book out? Kids learning anal sex in 6th grade, I'm sure they don't go into depth on it, no pun intended, but 6th grade sex education. Now people laugh when I tell them this. People say, well, the teenage pregnancy rate is going up. Here is my deal. I can tell you what. When I was in high school, it didn't matter whether I went through sexual education or not. I was a horny toad. It didn't matter. It didn't stop me. If kids are going to have sex, they're going to have sex. Kids know how to do it. They know that you can make a girl pregnant by doing it. If they know how to have sex, they know what a condom is. I don't get why people have to be taught in 6th grade. The other thing is that I brought up, and I'm laughed at about this part of it, parents are forced to work a lot more hours nowadays. Even when I started working, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this 20 years ago. People are being forced to work extra hours, work other jobs, work because of the way the economy is. It's always been that way. It's always been where where parents work more and more and more and more hours. And today, parents are working more hours than ever. So, my thing is, that leaves kids with a lot more opportunity after school, when they have days off of school, but your parents still have to work. It leaves a lot more opportunity for them kids to get together and do that. I think that is what it boils down to. You can laugh at me, but people think too much inside the box. They think they don't think wider. The government has a way of making you think that this is where the root of the problem is schools and sexual education. Now, the reason why I worry about Democrats, and it's not all Democrats, but the Biden administration, I would say Pelosi, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, and not in the administration, Hillary, Bill Clinton. They all were mixed up with Epstein. Now, the most hilarious thing was Trump knew Epstein and they hung out a little bit. He flew to the island. Now, this is coming from Trump, but I'm going to back this story up. You can also look this up. But, Trump says that he saw what was going on and he cut ties with them immediately. Now, if you don't know who Epstein is a big pedophilia guy. He owned an island off of Fiji, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I do think that's right. And he had a lot of young kids as sex slaves. Now, here's how I back up the Trump deal. Somebody sent me a picture of Trump and Epstein. I laughed my ass off when I saw it. And if you go anywhere on the net, you'll see the same thing. The picture of him with Epstein was from like the 90s. It was one of few pictures. If you go on there and you look for the Clintons and Epstein, there are recent photos of them two, of the Clintons with Epstein. There's tons of them. That is why I believe Trump when he says he cut ties as soon as he found out what was going on. I have to see if this is something more recent or not, but in California, they have 6-year-olds, maybe 8-year-olds. It doesn't matter. They're quite young. That are doing that are cross-dressing and going into bars and performing in California, which would happen to be the worst Democratic state in the United States. It's disgusting. There's old men that are watching these people, and it's totally okay. It's all sexualized and everything. I mean, it's like I said, I don't know if this is something new, but when I saw that video, I was floored. I was totally floored. Look how Joe Biden acts when he's around little girls, young girls. It's very scary. Very scary. He stood up at the podium a couple years back and he said something to the effect of, and you can look this up on YouTube, it's real. I've got hairy legs. You turn blonde in the sun. And then he talks about, I like it when kids sit on my lap. I always have kids sit on my lap. Then he talks about, while I'm swimming, kids like to swim between my legs. There's something totally wrong. Whether this is real or not, and I totally believe it, that it is, only because of the history I've seen myself with Joe Biden. His daughter had a diary that she hid. Now this sounds kind of far-fetched. It could be. I have not fact-checked this yet. And by fact-checking, I don't mean go to Fox News and search for it, or go to MSN and search for it, or go to CNN or search for it. But it was what was I going to say? Wow. I totally forgot where I was going with that. Oh, his daughter had a diary, and it talked about her taking showers with him when she was 13 or 14. Is that real? I don't know. It was like the news picked it up, and then they quickly dropped it. there's a girl coming out saying that Trump had sexual relations with her when she was underage. Really? Why didn't you come out during the first campaign? Why didn't you come out in 2016 about that? The left is doing everything they can to ruin the right. They are lying constantly every single time they open their mouth, just so they can lock in the bid. There's a lot of people that do predictions. I just seen a falling star. Cool. Shooting star. Falling, shooting. That's pretty cool. There's people that do predictions and are right most of the time. But they predict that they were saying a red wave. Now they're saying there's going to be a red tsunami, meaning that people are so tired of all of this going on. The economy, the COVID lockdowns, boy, what else? Oh gosh, there's like lots of other stuff. This stuff going on with our schools. In all the Democratic states, they're following suit with Biden. So if you see like a school in Georgia doing something, a school in Illinois, well, the schools in Illinois are going to be doing it. Pritzker is locked in with tons of these policies that the Safety Act, no cash bail. Let's let criminals back out on the street. That's January 1st. As you notice, they blame everything on Republicans and the and guns and everything. But in actuality, what they have done was is taking funding away from the police. And if Kamala Harris becomes president, because Biden is getting a lot worse, but if Kamala Harris becomes president, we are in even more trouble. because if you're white, she does not give two shits about you. And her policies are even worse. She wants to defund police. And then all the uptick in crime she blames on the Republicans. People keep bringing up January 6th. I can tell you what, the only people that are for it, the only people that are for January 6th are not well, I can't say that because they might see it from a different light, but I don't see how you can be patriotic and be for January 6th. Rushing of Capitol Hill. Although people keep bringing that up, what about Michigan? I can't think of her name. I'm wanting to say it's Whitmer. Investigation found that the FBI was behind what was the situation there? She was either threatened or people showed up at her house and was gonna kill her. That was all a setup, and it was proven to be a setup. Look it up. Michigan governor. Nobody went to jail over that. The Portland riots. The Seattle riots. The Chop Zone, formerly known as the Chaz Zone. It's all democratically ran by Antifa. Just so they could get into office. So from the way it appears, they don't care about your life. They don't care about my life. They care about winning. And they will kill people off to win. That's what happened in Seattle and Portland. People were killed during that. One person was killed during January 6th. But one person was killed during January 6th. I don't say that like that life didn't mean anything. I say that like you've got that one life that was lost, and then you've got several lives that were lost during Portland and Seattle. While they sat back, they never condemned it. They were asked several times, and never did they condemn it one time. a speech, and he said, I don't blame these people for reacting. I don't blame these people for feeling the way they do. We've got a lot of violence in America nowadays, and they blamed it on Trump. That was the opportunity that Obama could have used to say, you know what? This is not the way to go about everything. We need to, we need to protest, but let's peacefully protest. But instead, he egged them on. There's a lot of scary things going on, people. Very, very, very scary. I'm going to tell you what, they are talking about us not accepting the results of the election. My prediction is if we do see several red states win, if we see several states flip, I think you're going to see a lot of complaining, a lot of fighting, a lot of rioting. You're going to see a lot of stuff happen, because that's how they are. I will be totally surprised if somebody doesn't mention about cheating or about stealing the election or whatever from the left. Yes, we did that. But the thing is the Democrats complain about Republicans doing it like they don't ever do it. Hell, Hillary's still going on about it, about 2016. It's crazy. These people are going to steal your money. It's already happening. If you don't believe me, look up the new tax brackets. New tax brackets suck. There are a lot more Americans that are going to have to pay in this year than they ever had to, because of all the money we are spending. We have spent more money on Ukraine and it defeating its border attacks than we have ever put in to our border and border attacks. We have a ton of illegal aliens crossing over every day. Are Republicans racist? No, you can call us racist because we are against that. But, however, you guys never mention that Republicans are okay with migrants if they do it legally. Democrats are not about the law. If you're a criminal, Democrats are the ones to vote for. If you want protection from the criminals, Republicans who you want to vote for. That's all I got. I'm glad I was able to ramble all the way to work. Everybody have a great day.